Hey guys, I'm Captain Duck, and this is another Party Hub tutorial video. This one's more about performance in VRChat, how to make that better, and some other tips for life and clubbing around in VRChat. And yeah, because VRChat can be very intensive for a computer to run, especially at rave worlds. A packed world with 80 people in there, all with different avatars, their own shaders, moving their own way. It's very taxing for a computer. It's the worst. And if you add VR on top of that, where it has to like basically render everything twice for each eye, it is a thing for computers. It's terrible. But there are a lot of optimization options you can do in game to make it way easier for your computer. And in this video, I'll be showing you some of them. Um, since most of you are there probably for that, let's go straight into that. And the best option I can give you, which is new-ish, is the avatar hider. If you open the menu, escape or whatever button on in VR, go to the cog here and scroll down a little bit. Here is the performance thing with the avatar hider. And my pro tip for this is, turn all this off. Always show friends avatars, especially have like a lot of friends like I do. And then this second lower this to 30 for starters maybe. This way, VRChat will only show the 30 avatars closest to you. And this is like the biggest performance tip I can give you. Like, you can probably stop the video here for if you do this, it'll probably run fine enough. And so instead of 80 avatars, you're just rendering the closest 30 to you. There's also other options here, like if you lower this bar, avatars further than 50 meters away, you hide. You can also put that closer. I do like this option more though, the nearest 30. That's smarter. And you can override this with the show avatar. That's if you click an avatar with like escape and then on desktop it's shift. You hold that, you click on avatar. I can't do that right now because there's no other avatars here. But then there's like a show avatar option and then you can override that. So if you want to see someone like the DJ, for example. If you're in a packed club with 30 people in there, with 80 people in there, turn on the avatar hider, do show the DJ manually, and that's probably fine for your computer. But yeah, the part of the charm of VRChat, for me at least, is showing all the avatars, like seeing what everyone looks like. And this like you see a lot less people. So let me also give you some other tips. Um, there are like some other options to go to. Um, like the performance menu. If you go to settings again, and then press the button here to go to the big menu, the main menu, and here's the new one that came out today. And then there's a whole performance option here. And there's a bunch of options in here. Let me go to some of the important ones. One of the important ones is up here. Block very poor avatars. Very poor avatars, yeah, they can be very big and very taxing on the computer. And yeah, there's also no upper limit on them. Like a normal avatar has like a limit of like 70k polygons, I think. With this, you can go up to millions. And yeah, that's bad for a computer. And that's fine if you have an avatar like that in like a world with like 3 people in that, but not in a club world. So most clubs will actually block people from having very poor avatars anyway, or they'll ask you to change if you're in a very poor avatar, but still some might come in. If you have a bad computer, turn this option on, and yeah, very poor and worse avatars will be blocked, and then you can, if you want to, you can show them using that escape shift trigger again, or you're clicking on them when the menu is up, uh, and that'll help. For me, I'm okay with don't block though, but that's another good option to set here. Um, Also, maximum avatar download size. Some avatars are huge, like hundreds of megabytes. I'm not showing them. Like especially if your internet connection is bad and yeah, it takes ages for you to load all the avatars. Maybe you're on, well, maybe not dial up still, but like on a terrible DSL connection or something. Limit this. I changed it down to 60 megabytes, and that's actually still pretty huge. Like, for example, if I go to avatars, I have like a lot of avatars saved here. My own froggy car over here is 2.8 megabytes. It's nothing. Um, there's more things. There's my other avatar that someone made for me is 4 megabytes. Some other fancy ones, yeah. You have the real carrot over here, 0.24 megabytes. They don't have to be big. Okay, they don't have to all be that small either. There are some more fancier ones, but like 2B over here. Save that still. It's 20 megabytes, it's nothing. Um, this Uber Gamer, which is like so many options, so much things on there, 14 megabytes. Avatars don't have to be big if you optimize them correctly. A lot of people don't though, and yeah, that's where the problems come. Like the biggest avatar on my list is this jacuzzi. It's not even very poor, but it's 24 megabytes. But that's still not that much. So yeah, I think 60 megabytes is a nice limit. If anyone's going over that, maybe don't show them. Yeah, and that is a good tip if you have like a terrible connection. Um, okay, so back to that menu. The big menu over here. There's a lot of options here. This fishbones thing, that's like, yeah, some legacy option, basically always should be on. It's like better than without. That should be on. And then here there's still some graphics options. I set mine to low and I put off the multi-sample anti-aliasing words to disabled. It's like jagged lines on an avatar and in worlds. It's not important if you ask me. I'd rather have this low and see more avatars than it on and see less avatars. Particle limiter also might be helpful if you're having issues. I've not tried it. I don't really know, but if you're having issues, try it. Yeah, those are like the main performance options. There are some more options to check though, and that's the shield level over here. You'll probably start off on normal. On normal you have like these sub options, like there's visitors, new users, and then you slowly get more options as you go to friends. This is how long people have played. Like I'm a trusted user now, and in the club worlds you'll see a lot of trusted users, which is why I've made my custom setting. My custom setting is like this, like visitors, new users, known users, they all get just a voice, avatars, user icons. They don't get anything else. Trusted users I've turned on lights, particles, shaders, and custom animations, but I'm usually on desktop, and yeah, I can handle that. You might want to turn these off if you're having performance issues and do show everything for friends. Or also limit the shaders, particles, and animations if you're having issues. That can really help with performance because, yeah, especially the shaders and lights and particles, those sorts of things, those can be horrible for performance. So, yeah, my tip is set it like this: set it to custom. Everyone, visitors, new users, known users, they just get the avatar shown, the voice, and the user icon. Trusted users, maybe they get a little bit more. Can also turn it off if you're having issues. And friends get everything. But yeah, then you have a million friends like I do, or 1600 friends like I do, and it also might become an issue. So yeah, you can toy around with this, especially if you're having issues. Yeah, but that's basically all the performance options out of the way for this video. If you check all these options, and especially that avatar hider, there's one thing you remember from this is change the avatar hider here to 30. That'll help a lot. For me, I'm gonna go put it back to normal. Okay. So that's performance, but let me give you some other tips as well. Quality of life stuff. Well, before that, Quest 2, I should mention. Quest 2, a lot of people ask still. We got a thing for that on the Party Hub. If you check the Party Hub, there's a Quest 2 info page where I type in a thing about this and yeah, about performance and such. Your system requirements. Yeah, if you have an NVIDIA 10 series like a 1050 or 1080 or higher in your computer, you're probably fine. Less than 5 years old, you're probably fine. If you have a laptop, it differs. It either needs a video card. If it has an Intel video card, you're gonna have a bad time. This might be old now with the Intel Arc series. I have no idea if that's coming out to laptops. But yeah. What I say over here, a $600 laptop will probably not have a video card in there. A Chromebook definitely does not have one. A $2,000 gaming laptop will probably do fine for VRChat. If you have a Mac or Linux, yeah, forget about it. It's not gonna work. There are workarounds with VMs, but yeah, the performance you get on top of that will probably be horrible. Probably best to forget about it. It probably can be done. You can probably technically do it, but it's gonna be a bad time. And yeah, here's also a list of Quest compatible clubs. This is what we have right now. Especially Tube, if you're, I can recommend that they have like events basically every day now at Conduit, and they're all Quest compatible. So that's a very good tip if you're if you're a Questie and you want to go to a party. That's probably one you should start at. But there's plenty of others as well, and yeah, you can check them out here. So what else? Some quality of life tips, also nice. There is also in the settings menu, if you go to the big one again, comfort and safety option here. Another thing I see more often in game is the personal space option. Like, have you ever noticed that if you're talking to someone in game that they suddenly disappear? Like you get close to them and they disappear. That's the personal space option. That standard is on. Friends don't get affected, as it said, but if you talk to someone random, this will hide them when they get too close. That's to prevent people from walking into you. If you have like Phantom Sense in game, you might want this on. But for me, I'd say everyone basically should have this off because yeah, I find it annoying if people disappear if I'm talking to them. Another thing in this menu is the allow untrusted URLs. I showed that in the previous video. This needs to be on for video players to work, basically. Yeah, that's it for this menu here. There's other options around. Oh yeah, next thing I want to talk about is earmuff mode. You probably noticed I have earmuff mode on here in the menu. I have like issues with understanding people if there's people talking around me. In real life club, I am basically deaf. I cannot I cannot isolate the sounds in my mind. It's just something my brain doesn't do. I get issues with that. So, in a back club world, I have really problems understanding people. So, thank fuck, there is the earmuff mode nowadays. I turn it on, you click the button here, you change the sliders. I set it very tight. You could set it maybe a little bit wider. And what you could do also is show the visual aid, and you'll see on the ground what the options are. For me, no, let's keep it on my mode. It doesn't show in the mirror, but here on the ground you can see. Like anyone in the red circle, I hear full volume, and anyone within the white circle, I hear them lower volume. It goes down to like 10% at the end, or like 5% at the end. So yeah, if you're having issues understanding people, turn on, especially in the back club world, turn on the earmuff mode. It's great. I can recommend. Well, yeah, not for everyone probably, but for me, I love it. Yeah, let's turn that circle option off though. I know where it is now. Okay. Where was I? Then some more general party tips, like yeah, for VR chat and clubbing and the scene as a whole. Um, First of all, what I also mentioned in the previous video, keep it plur. That's peace, love, unity, respect. That's something that like came from the IRL rave scene, and it's also here in the VR chat club scene. And if you check some club discords, a lot of them mention the same thing in there. It is stands for yeah. If you Google that, peace, love, unity, respect. Here's a link. There's probably more pages that talk about that. Just Yeah, basically what it means is be nice, don't be an asshole, don't be a hater, don't be a racist, don't be a bigot, don't be an asshole, in short. People are here to have fun, to party, and don't go ruin that. Why would you ruin that? You shouldn't do that. And that also because basically the entire LGBTQAI plus spectrum is in here in game. And they're just as valid as you are. And that's also like the beauty of VRChat. And you can be whatever you want to be in VRChat. You can be a fanboy, you can be a furry, you can be a frog inside of a car. It's yeah. You can be whatever you want. And yeah, let's see. What else? No very poor avatars. I said a moment ago, most clubs will ask you to change you if you're in a very poor avatar. I should show you how to check that as well. If you go to your avatar menu, I showed the megabytes a second ago. What it also shows here is your rating. And there's like a bunch of ratings. It goes from very poor to medium to what's this? Excellent, and there's one in between there, another green one. Forget which one that was. Good, I think. Maybe. Oh well, it doesn't matter super much. Maybe you need to wait for a second. Ah, here it is. Good, yeah. Um, Most clubs will not allow very poor avatars because yeah, not everyone has a sweet gaming rig with a 4090 in there. I don't. And yeah, those poor avatars, as I said, they can go the entire way. Here's one example. It's my giant crab avatar. Um, like, for example, don't bring this into a club. Just don't bring a giant crab into a club. Not only because it's huge, it's also because it's very poor. Let's go back into my normal avatar though. Froggy car. So I think one of my son fell over. Son, go. Okay. Where was I? Um, so yeah, no giant avatars either. Like lots of people are dancing, and yeah, if you're standing in front of the DJ with a giant avatar, no one can see behind you. That's not very nice. If you have a bigger avatar, go watch the back. Let people dance in front is what I can recommend. DJs love that. Then it's great to see other people watch it as well. Um, Give people space for that. Like also don't have conversations like right in front of the DJ if the club is packed. Let people dance in front. What else? No 18 plus avatars. Said ERP avatars. Lewd avatars even. There's a lot of those around as well. Don't bring them to clubs. Cover up nipples. You can't bring them those. You can't do that in a real IRL club either. You can't do that in a club in here. There are some clubs where that's allowed, but it's not much. There's only a couple. You'll find out if if you go to one of those. Nope. Let's see. What else is there that I wanted to talk about in this video? Fuck, we're already at 18 minutes. Where do I find avatars? Oh, fuck. I should film this in the home world. Multiple ways in your home world. There's the mirror, which has little avatars next to which you can click. There's also portals to an avatar world in your home world. This is my home world here, but what you can also do is go looking for them in the big menu over here. Let's say, yeah, you go open the menu, go to worlds. There's lots of options here, and there's even avatar worlds as an option here. Go check some out. There's a lot of them, and yeah, there's so much in. If you're not finding anything you like in here, there's way more than the tiny list you see in here. You can just search for a world. Like I used to have a dwarf avatar. If I search for dwarf avatar, you will find the thing if you actually search for worlds. used to at least. This might have changed with the new menu. I forget where that world is. Oh well. Still, just add anything here. I don't know, frog avatar. You'll probably find a frog avatar world. There you go. There's the froggy car home world even. Which I'm not seeing in here. Let's say I say type froggy. Froggy Town. Want some froggy cars? Go to Froggy Town. Can recommend. Let's see. I think I talked about most things here now that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, don't stand inside of people. That comfort and safety option I was talking about, the personal space. Some people here have phantom sense. That's where, like, if you get touched in VR, you kind of feel it in real life. Some people even train to get that. And yeah, it's kind of rude to stand inside of someone. Don't do it. Sure, you can maybe walk through someone if necessary to get past someone. But try not to stand in someone. Just as a tip. It's not like a hard rule or anything. What else? Cheers culture. There's a lot of people that drink alcohol in VRChat, especially here in clubs. A lot of people have their weekend out, basically here in VRChat. I do as well. I drink a lot of alcohol, probably way too much even, in VRChat. But yeah, cheers culture is a thing. People shout cheers a lot. This doesn't mean you have to drink. It means you can drink. It's more like a reminder to drink. Don't feel forced to drink. Don't let anyone force you to do anything, but yeah. I'm also not your dad, so do whatever you want. But you can join them if you want. But don't feel pressured. Don't let anyone pressure you, really, is what I'd say. And drink some water. Like, that shit helps. I drink a lot of alcohol, but I never get any headaches because I drink some water, even like during drinking sometimes. It helps. Yeah, be careful with that. It's very easy to become an alcoholic in VRChat. I'm hard on my way. What else? Another, yeah, life tip. Doesn't mean VRChat in general. Pro tip is to not talk about religion and politics. Like, that's like a life tip in general as well. You don't do that at work. Don't do that in VRChat. It's like very likely to. That's the sort of conversation that can go bad easily. And people out there at the club, people, especially in the rave scene here, just out there to have fun. Probably don't want to think about that sort of stuff. So yeah, try not to talk about it. This is not a hard rule either. No one's gonna like block you for that. But maybe. I don't know. Depends on the person. But just a life tip in general. Let's see. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to mention. We had the performance and your we might talk about the other things you could do in VR. Yeah. Okay. I hope that was helpful. That your performance options should definitely help. Remember that avatar hider. That will help a lot, and the other options as well. And yeah, keep it blur. There. I'm out of talking points. Thank you for watching this video, and go have fun, go rave and party out there. Goodbye.